Hi Honeybees! Today I'm going to be doing a full review of the Tarte holiday collections. I'm really excited to be sharing these with you. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this review, but I wanted to make sure to use all the products for a week or two and really give you a detailed review. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So let's go ahead and get started with one of the bigger pieces. This is a whole makeup collection set that I believe is exclusive to Sephora. It is called Light of the Party and comes in this beautiful box. I really like the packaging this year. Some people might disagree with me, but I think it's really, really fun. And this is the makeup case that all the fun makeup comes in. Has beautiful sequins in this kind of Aztec pattern. It is a little bulky, but it's super beautiful. I feel like you could display this in your makeup room if you have a makeup room or on your makeup vanity. And the rest of the packaging is gold. It does have a zipper that encloses everything. And then inside you have a travel palette that has 2 blushes and a highlight and 6 shadows. I am going to go ahead and swatch all of these for you, so don't worry. It's a little plastic overlay. And then there are 24 beautiful shadows on the bottom here. They are more of a neutral palette and they range from shimmers to mattes. There are a few that are a little bit more glimmery than others, but all very wearable. Super beautiful. I will again swatch all of those for you in a second. Also comes with a mini of the Lights Camera Lashes, which is one of my holy grail mascaras, and then a duo side brush. This is a crease brush and then more of a outer corner brush because it's kind of like a packing on color side, or you could use it for your lid as well. So when it comes to that mascara, this is a natural hair brush. It is more of like a volume and lengthening mascara. It's not going to give you volume where it looks like fake lashes, but it is really beautiful for length in my opinion. Even though it's supposed to be for both, I pretty much like it for length. The brush is really nice quality, soft. I did use the crease side of this brush and really liked it. As for the travel little palette here, oh, I also forgot to mention there is a full-size mirror here. So as for this little travel palette, I find that this is one of my favorite things about this kit. It's super slim, perfect to throw in a purse or travel bag for the holidays. It has a bronzer and a blush. The bronzer is called Social Butterfly, the blush is called a Maze, and then the pink champagne highlight. All of these are very pigmented and blend beautifully, very similar quality to individual blushes and bronzers that Tarte carries, and I was very impressed with that. The quality of the shadows in this little mini palette as well as the big size are a little bit hit or miss for me. Some are absolute magic and look incredible and stay forever. Some are a little bit more powdery and not as pigmented. So I will speak to the ones I feel like aren't as pigmented. But the thing I like about this little mini palette is the 2 top colors here. You have more of a creamy nude tone matte shadow, and then you have a light pink. So both of those are great for all over the lid to kind of neutralize your lid, or for your brow bone highlight if you like a matte brow bone highlight. I like using pink champagne on my brow bone. Then you have a really nice, more satin color here. It's called Dancer and Prancer, and it's like a nice cool tone brown, and I like that one for my crease. Then Shining Star, this one here, super pigmented, absolutely gorgeous all over the lid, or even in your crease if you wanted more of a dramatic smoky eye. It has like a reddish undertone to it, and it is more of like a satin shade. Really, really beautiful. And then you have your 2 darker outer corner colors. This one here is a really nice chocolatey brown, and then you have a plum here that is a little bit more sparkly. This one, pigment is lacking and it's not as magical for me. I didn't find that something I would really reach for. But 5 out of the 6 shadows here I really, really love and can see myself using and traveling with. So I really love this portion of the palette. So here we have the bronzer, blush, and highlight from the palette. This is Social Butterfly, Amazed, and Pink Champagne. Okay, so here we have the shadows from the palette. Popcorn Stand, you're probably not going to really be able to see. It's a very, very pale color. The next is Wrapped Up. Dancer and Prancer, which is a great matte crease color. Shining Star, which is my favorite from the palette. You'll Be Surprised, which is great for the outer corner. And Mulberry and Bright, which has a little bit of glitter in it and a really beautiful deep, deep purple. The bottom here, the top row was pretty disappointing for me. Many of them end up looking the same, even though they are different kinds of creamy highlight tones. Some are more white than others. The only one in this row that I absolutely love is Fizz the Season. It's a gorgeous champagne, and I love using that all over my lid or in the inner corner. It's beautiful. I love it so much. This second row, I really loved this second row just because it has more golden, very neutral shades that I absolutely gravitate towards. Miracle of Light is gorgeous, very like a deeper gold. I don't know what else to say about that, like a what's that called when it's antique gold? That's what I was trying to say. Baby, it's gold outside. If you saw this close up, you would see that each shadow has Tarte's name engraved in it. Well, this shadow, you can't even see the engraved Tarte anymore because I've used it so much. I absolutely love it. It's so, so beautiful. I'll just show you on my finger here. I'll be doing close-up swatches for you so you will see how magical that is. On Earth is a matte that I absolutely love to use in my crease for warmer looks. What I also love about this palette is there are a mixture of warm and cool tones, and I actually found myself reaching for the cooler tones more than the warm tones sometimes, and that's so unusual for me. My eye look today is using this palette. I ended up using Chrome for the Holidays all over the lid. Stunning pigment on that one, absolutely gorgeous. And then Come What Gray in my crease, which is a super cool toned gray shadow. So it's so unusual for me. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that's kind of unusual for me to use a cool tones look very often. The mattes, all of these on the bottom here are mattes, very deep tone, great for the outer corner colors. I love Cocoa What Fun. It has a little bit of a red undertone to it. And the Hot Chocolate is also beautiful. I find the Midnight Kiss and the Mulled Wine, the Black Velvet, they're okay, but they're a little patchy, and I don't know, I just wouldn't use them all the time. I wouldn't reach for them all the time because I don't think that they're absolutely magical. They're fine, but I would never use this black for like an all over like smoky eye kind of thing. I just don't think it's pigmented enough and it's a little bit powdery. The mattes in this palette I find are a little bit hit or miss. Some are really beautiful and blend perfectly. The darker shades for me don't blend as wonderful. This is more of like a stiff shadow, meaning that it's not going to kick up a ton. The mattes. Some of the glitters do end up kicking up a bit if you press too hard on them. They're almost like a pressed pigment, some of them, so you just have to be a little more gentle with them. I actually really like that some of these colors are more of a buildable shadow and not super pigmented at first, especially with a matte crease color, like in comparison to the Little Rock Pro palette. Some of those are so high in pigment and kick up so much product that you end up going through it really quickly, and it's not as easy to blend a little bit at a time. And I'm a kind of person that likes to do a little bit at a time and really, really blend it out. So I actually really did like this palette. I don't think it's for everyone. Someone that wants super high pigment right away on their lid with the matte colors may not like this. I definitely probably would suggest the Tarte lid palette over this for someone who's looking for great, great matte colors. If you like to have a variety of cool toned and warm toned, and have, you know, all the little extras, I definitely think this is a beautiful palette. Like I said, I am disappointed with the highlights. They're not that great, but otherwise I really did enjoy this palette. So I am now going to go into the swatches for you guys, and then we'll get into the next palette. This is the first row. Some you may not be able to see, especially this one here, which is Sugar Cookie. Very hard to see. Next we have In a Flurry, Fizz the Season, which I really like that one. It's Snow Time, Eggnog, and What a Wonderful Pearl. What a wonderful second row of shadows. This is my favorite row. So starting off the row, we have Miracle of Light, Rum Plum Plum, Tartini, Baby, It's Gold Outside, which is one of my favorites from the palette. Peach on Earth, which is a great matte crease color that's a little bit more peachy orange. I love it. And a nice cool tone shade here, matte. It's Come What Gray. And it looks more like satin matte. Super beautiful shades. This next row is another favorite of mine. It's a little cooler tone, but the pigment is amazing in this row. So we first have Under the Mistletoe. This one here is Ring-a-Ling. Fireside Chat. Isn't that so stunning? I love those. Then here we have Party Favored, Gingerbread Mansion, and Chrome for the Holidays. Predominantly all mattes, and they're nice and deep and dark. Great for the outer corner or deepening up the crease. So we're gonna start on the bottom here. Sleigh Watch, Mulled Wine, Cocoa What Fun, Black Velvet, which has a little bit of a dark blue undertone, Hot Chocolate, but it's spelled H-A-U-T-E, and Midnight Kiss, which is a gorgeous dark navy color. So Tarte also came out with 2 different blush palettes for holiday, which you guys know I'm obsessed with my blush, and I couldn't resist getting them both. Now Tarte did send me that palette and one other product I'm going to show you. However, I did purchase both of these on my own. So the first set here is something that I think is really great, especially if you're going to be doing gifting. Like these are great for stocking stuffers, or I'm actually making these little cute baskets for my friends, and I plan to put some of these in their baskets. So it's a really great idea for gifting. But, I mean, if you just want it for yourself, this is a great value as well. You get 4 blushes, and they are 0.05 ounces, and this is $35, but it's a $60 retail value. So I think all of these are absolutely beautiful, but there are definitely shades that I like more than others. And these are very similar to the quality of the original Amazonian clay blushes. These are also 12-hour blushes, just like their original blushes. How many times can I say blushes? And the pigment is absolutely beautiful. They have the same pattern as the original blushes, and I do feel that the lasting power was very similar. So this first one, I believe it does have a little bit of a satin quality to it, but for the most part it is matte. This is in the shade Epic, and I will show you a side-by-side swatch. Next is Ecstatic, and this is a very beautiful neutral. I love this blush. I hope that it comes off pretty well on the swatch. I feel like it comes off better on your cheeks, and it's a really beautiful neutral. I'm really into that lately. Before I go on to show you the other colors, I wanted to mention the packaging. Really nice. It doesn't feel super cheapy, even though it is like a plastic container, and you can pop these out and just have the pans in like a Z palette. They're really easy to pop out. All Tarte's blushes are. I'm not sure you knew that, but if you didn't, you can definitely pop them out really easy. Some of them, so 2 of them have this really pretty golden overlay with that Aztec kind of pattern, and then some are just a plain like this. Next one that is my absolute most used is this one in Embellish. It's a beautiful rosy mauve tone, and it has amazing, amazing pigment. You have to be super careful with this one, but it's probably my most used out of all 4 of these blushes. Gorgeous. And then this one is in Entertain. This was probably my least favorite. It's a very baby doll pink. I plan on giving this away to a friend or my sisters because I just know I won't reach for it as much. I'm just not a soft pink blush kind of girl 9 times out of 10. I just didn't think it was that magical or different, but it's still a pretty soft baby pink. The next thing is probably my favorite palette from the whole holiday collection from Tarte, and this is their Bling It On Amazonian Clay Blush Palettes. And I missed out on last year's palette, but to be honest, the packaging last year, even though it was Parisian theme, was super bulky and kind of gaudy in my opinion. They hit it out of the park with this year's though. This is covered in beautiful sequins that shine like crazy, and I mean it's covered. It's on both sides. It's nice and thin, which I appreciate, and it has a large mirror, which is really nice as well. Then you have these beautiful 5 blushes. Aren't those so beautiful? I am going to go ahead and swatch them for you. There is Fetching, Doll Face, Prim, Smashing, and Beaming, Prim is my favorite. Surprise, surprise. It's a beautiful neutral shadow. It's kind of similar to Embark, but Embark's a little bit more cooler tone. This has a little more warmth to it, in my opinion. Beaming seems like it's not that pigmented from the swatch, but it is such a beautiful, soft, peachy color. I also love mixing these, especially the Smashing and Beaming, because they both are kind of like corally, peachy undertones, and actually Fetching and Prim are really pretty mixed together as well. So this palette, definitely recommended if you can get your hands on it. Very pigmented, long-wearing blushes, same quality as their original blushes. Love them. Fetching, Dollface, Prim, Smashing, Beaming. And the last thing I have to share with you is this really cute eyelash curler set. I lost the lid somehow, but I absolutely am in love with this. So first of all, it does come with a little extra, little rubber thingy, you know, you put in your eyelash curler. It comes with the lights, camera, flashes. This has a plastic bristle wand. Really great mascara, but I'm not really a big fan of plastic bristle wands, so I'll probably give that little mascara away. I much prefer their lights, camera, lashes. Now this little baby, wait till you see it. I've shown this in a haul, if you may have seen that, but look how beautiful that is. It's, the bottoms here are covered with these gorgeous rhinestone little, they're stones really, they're not gems, but they glisten like crazy, and they're as gold, clear, and like a pewter color in there. It actually does not hurt your fingers at all. I know someone asked me that recently. They don't hurt you at all. It actually has a little bit of an indent here that is very comfortable. I personally own another Tarte lash curler in the regular packaging with the purple handles, and it is my most used lash curler. I absolutely love it. I even used it today. I do have fake lashes on though. But I really love the quality of their eyelash curlers, and I think this is a very, very cute little set for a gift or a stocking stuffer. Very much suggest this. So overall, as you could probably tell, I really did love the Tarte holiday collection this year. I probably would say the blushes, especially the Bling It On palette, is my absolute favorite. I really love this. I mean, who doesn't want that on their vanity? It's so pretty. And I think any girly girl would love getting that as a Christmas present. The palette is beautiful, although a little bit bulky, and the shadows aren't all super pigmented. So if that's a big factor for you, I would skip on that. Otherwise, I've really enjoyed using it. I'll be doing another video very shortly on my favorite holiday palettes. I don't think that the Tarte palette would make my cut of my top favorites, although I do see myself reaching for it when I want a very nice, soft, neutral look, especially a cool tone look, because I don't have many cool tone shadows, and they have some beautiful ones in that palette. I do see myself, though, using that travel palette for this holiday season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any questions regarding any of the products, please go ahead and list them down below. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed the review. And I'll be seeing you guys very soon for another review. Love you guys. Bye.